the Conquering Mouse Scrapbook with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Crumb Carnage. And today we're doing yellow, and I had ran into a bit of problems with finishing the yellow, and I'll explain more when we get into the sewing. But we did come up with a make it work kind of an alternative. So I want to share that with you. But first, let's do our shout outs. Our shout out here is Cole Whitaker and Mojave Farms Quilt Company. Now, both of those YouTube channels are going to be in our show notes below. Please go check them out. You know, if you give them some love and encouragement and tell them that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you, I'm sure they don't know what's coming, so they'll be happy when you do that. Also, helping us out, we're going to ask you for help. Making comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. There's a hype button that you can now press, and hitting the bell so you don't miss content. Now, all of those things, if you do all of those things when you're watching what we're doing, and because you've enjoyed our video, that helps push our analytics and move our video forward so other quilters can see that we're giving away lots of fun, free ideas and things to do with their crumbs and scraps and strings, all this kind of stuff. So if you could do that for us, that would be awesome. We also have a Facebook group, and we have a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord. We have all sorts of fun chats and fabric exchanges. It's just, we're having a good time in there. And the admins have said, please agree to the rules and answer the questions. We're trying to keep that group very safe on Facebook and for quilters only. Right? So now I also speak for free, and I'm going to ask for shout outs, more shout outs, because guys, I don't have a lot of time sometimes looking for, new people, especially new channels that are quilting. So if you could get a hold of me either by email, or you could, which is under the About tab under the YouTube channel, or you can go to the Facebook group and message me. If I was supposed to have a second speaking engagement ready for the end of December of 2025, it took me too long to I haven't got the pictures together yet because life has been busy. So I'm hoping to get that done by the end of February. But I do speak to groups and guilds, and we just have all sorts of fun in those sewing exchanges and coming up with fun, free ideas to use your fabric scraps. So we also have a challenge coming up on this channel, as well as some other people that are also involved on this channel, just to be fun and have some, fun creativity coming out to you, and, just we're going to have some fun with this, right? Now, it's Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises, Sam Alberts with a very talented long armor, Deb from Sewing with Debbie, Laura Lynn from the Mom and Pop's Quilt Shop, Michelle from Bits and Pieces, Future Cat from New Zealand, and yours truly. Now, I'm not sure when it starts, so I can't let you know definite dates and all this stuff, but we have some fun ideas in those challenges coming up. So also, our next sew along is called Twinkle Twinkle. It starts February 25th, 2026. We're filming this right at the beginning of January, so it's like a month and a bit to go. And we also have Zoom sew dates, the first Saturday of every month, and it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada. So I think that's it. Let's get into what happened at the Yellow Crumb Carnage. Okay, we're at the sewing table with Crumb Carnage. So what happened? This was a very, very weird story. I started making crumb blocks out of my yellow and white triangles. Like you guys were all asking, what are you going to do with this? Well, I was going to make crumb blocks out of them. So I made a whole bunch of pinwheels, and we started sewing our crumbs together, and it was like, oh yes, we can get through yellow really quickly, and this will be fun. And then we started sewing Twinkle Twinkle, because we're filming this at the beginning of January, but we've already finished sewing Twinkle Twinkle. So I had to stop this Crumb Carnage, sew Twinkle Twinkle together, and all of a sudden I didn't have enough yellow string to make these any size. So I'm sitting there, now what do I do with all these yellow crumb blocks that I've got kicking around in my bucket? And it makes me look like I've got like oodles and oodles and oodles of them, because I had something like 77 started blocks or something absolutely silly like this, and I'm like, oh, good grief, and I can't make a quilt out of it. So I was like, all right, So what do I have kicking around? And I didn't know, and I put it in a timeout. Yes, I put it in a work in progress in a timeout, and I thought, this is what needs to happen. Well, occasionally I look through a drawer because I can't remember what's in and around, or a box, or, you know, something. And all of a sudden I found a bucket of 10-inch squares, and they had a whole bunch of orange 10-inch squares in them. And I sat there, because they're yellow and orange are complementary colors, they're beside each other on a color wheel, I thought I could make a complementary quilt and have it orange, yellow, white, you know, because of low volume, there's a lot of low volume, there's a lot of, make a bright and happy quilt for charity. So I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? And this is when I thought, okay, we can play. So what I did, and I'm going to show you this, is that's what the back of this quilt looks like. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. Now it's going to be a little warmer than normal because this block is there's two pieces, a full piece under the crumb, right? Now I could have trimmed this out, but I'm going to leave it because leaving it in will only create orange scraps for me. I don't need any more scraps. So, and a kid probably could use a nice warm quilt. So this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So first get this out of the way. I will show you the finished quilt, by the way, at the end. Okay. So what I did is I ironed flat a nice 10-inch square, right? Because some of these were not ironed very flat when I put them in, and I thought, okay, so then I'm going to put perpendicular, right, like, you know, at 90-degree angles to the edge, and I've squared up this block so it's going to sit at 90 degrees, and I just like pinned it in place. And I thought, okay, that's step one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this over just like that, give it a little squish at the end, and go straight down this here like so. Just like that. It's not complicated. It's actually, it's a good way of using your fabric, right? Because now, see what I could have done, instead of making a quilt top, I could have made curtains because both sides are finished. Now I'm just going to finger press this open just like so and push this along that edge. And now I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to fold it over very carefully and squish this down. There we go. And just like that. So I got two ends now, so two sides of that square-ish, rectangle-ish piece. I got two sides kind of squared off, and I just finger press like that out, right? So now I want to enclose the last two sides. So what I do is I just put this over like so. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm enclosing this block. So I have a very modern crumb block, and it's got lots of fun orange. It's got lots of, it has lots of fun colors in it because I pulled it from my random crumb bin. And now I'm just going to put the last, because this is the only place that is open now. I'm going to take the pin out. Okay, and I'm just going to tuck all the little weird string in, because I don't need to be pulling more string out. So I'm just going to take it and fold it over. And I want to line up those seams the best I can, because basically we are going to create a smaller block than a 10-inch block, right? Okay. Just like that. Now, in theory, now this is where the math does not work. This is almost like a magic block. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We had a 10-inch block. Two sides. So each side should have sucked up a ½ an inch. Two sides, right? So that should have been 9-inch by 10. And then these two should make it what, 9" or no, 8". This does not work because it's an 8 and something 3/8 block. But because of the turn of the cloth, it was supposed to be like 9", but because of all the turning of the cloth, this is where it gets out of whack. But when you do all of this to a whole bunch of like random squares, you can set your crumb block anywhere in there that you like, because you can just keep twisting this around. And that's what I did with the crumb block. Now on the back, this is what you're looking at here. Very quick, very, you know, it's just, we've got some interest here with the swirls. We have this color here that you really have to look for because there's not a lot of contrast here with the orange that's in our crumb block. But it kind of gets a real modern vibe to this block when you're doing it this way, right? Because you're taking a very traditional, you know, improv crumb block and putting a very modern spin on it. So I thought, okay, this is one. Now, when I did my twin quilt, I did 7 across, 11 down. So I only had 77 blocks, and I didn't have enough to make anything big enough to make a block, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a way. Now I've made a very modern looking quilt just by doing this. Now, if I didn't want to make a quilt, I could have made curtains, and then the back of the curtain would also be done, right? Like it's not, you haven't got all these raw edges and crumbs, right? So anyways, let's get to our ta-da moment, and we'll have a little bit of fun with this. Okay, here is our big ta-da moment for Crumb Carnage in yellow. I know this block looks orange and there's a multicolored one, but I wanted to show you how I did this. This was very quick, very fast to do. I was really quite surprised how fast this all came together. And then because I had 77, it's 7 across, blocks across, 11 down, and I webbed them together and they came across beautifully. Now, I'm just going to show you. So I had a choice of making this into a drape, curtains, or a quilt, and they're desperate need of quilts, of course. So I thought, okay, this is what one half looks like. I don't know if you can see all that. So it's kind of the orange kind of makes this a little crazy looking, but at the same time, it's like really, it's got lovely light areas in here and all sorts of fun stuff. You know, so I think somebody will like it. And it's kind of got, it's got musical notes, it's got Easter eggs, it's got hearts. You know, I think there was an elephant in here somewhere, I'm not sure where now, but you know, it's kind of an I Spy thing for little ones, but little ones grow into big ones, and a teenager would probably appreciate something like this other than, you know, the kitty prints and stuff. So I thought, okay, so there is a Peter Rabbit print, but I don't think there's very many of them. But so it kind of looks cute, but not too cute. So I hope you give this technique a try, and I hope you're clearing out your crumb bits. I actually was surprised I ran out of yellow strings to finish my crumb blocks with because of Twinkle Twinkle that's coming up on February 25th, right? So yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. Anyways, I hope you stay well and take care. I've got red and pink, and I can't remember what other colors I've got now. So vote what color you'd like to see next. We did purple, blue, green, yellow. So I've got red and pink. Orange is in here somewhere, blacks and grays. Blacks and grays I was going to do together. So let us know which color you'd like to see next, and hopefully we'll start working on that next. I'm so glad at Crumb Carnage. It takes a while between, but we do come up with some interesting quilting ideas. Okay, so you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again. I hope everything in your life's going grand. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.